Right, this is video 2 on the 92 Ford Explorer. Boy, that's some weird looking video. I wonder what's up with that. I wanted to address a few of the questions and comments that came in on this thing, and I think they're really relevant. The first thing is not having a key and the lock. To get a locksmith out here would be over $100, and because this is a sidebar lock, you really can't pick it. Bump keys don't work. The way a locksmith does this is they just have a ring with hundreds of keys with different patterns, and they just find one that works. So for $13 I can buy that whole lock assembly there from Napa. Why should I pay a bunch of money? I'm still trying to pick it, and the way you pick it is to stick different keys in there and kind of move them around slowly and turn it back and forth and see if you can hit a combination that works. It's a lot like winning the lottery. The rust, I agree, the rust is minimal. It's surface rust, so we're not going to worry about that. Jump and hot wire the car. That's an option, but the main problem right now is the wheel's locked. So I can't even move the car. Where it sits here is where it is. I can't even push it or roll it. So I'm going to have to drill that out if I don't get lucky with it. For starting it, this is something I was thinking about. Let me break in this and see if I could get this color. It looks a little better. For starting, this is something I was thinking about as far as the thing sitting unused since 1998-99, so it's been sitting for 16 years around there. And that's the big mystery. Why was the car parked, the battery disconnected, and it walked away from? I was thinking about pulling the plugs out and spraying Marvel Mystery Oil down there. One of the comments was to get underneath it and hand crank it. I'm going to do that. We'll do that in this video. I imagine that it's not good for the rings, and the cylinder walls are probably quite, let's just say they're not smooth and polished like glass anymore, like they were or are in a daily driver running car. So thinking about how to deal with that. Should I spray some Marvel Mystery Oil, some 030, some tranny fluid down in there, so when I crank it, it helps lubricate the top, because you better bet this thing is dry? Or do I get like 5 or 6 gallons of motor oil and just fill the whole crankcase up to the top, rotate it a few times, drain it out, and then crank it? I don't know. I got to think about that. The bump key won't work on a sidebar lock. Again, it's GM was sidebar, some Fords were sidebar. Basically, you have to get the wafers in the right spot, and then the sidebar will drop in. You can't pick it. You can't trick that. You have to have everything lined up in order for that thing to drop in, and then it'll turn. I did vacuum up all of the glass. It does look a lot better. It actually looks, it's got the original floor mats in it on both sides, and they're still pinned down from the factory. Seats are in nice shape. Everything's in nice shape in this car. Everything's tight. It needs a typical detailing, but it's in real nice shape. Why was it parked? Is it a transmission problem? Is it an engine problem? With the With the CD player having all the discs taken out of it and the battery disconnected, it really seems like it was an intentional storage. So here's what I want to do. I want to get a bolt on this and see if I can't, or get a socket on this, but they don't allow much room in here. I don't know what size that is, a 14 maybe. I want to get a socket on that, and I want to see if I can turn it. Alright, here we go. I just got a little crappy 3/8 thing on it. Let me see if I can turn it. This is a roller cam motor, so this should not be hard to turn if it's not locked. Ah, man. Feels like it has compression. Either that, it's locking up. Ah, crap. Give it a second to... Yep, it's compression because it drops down when I let it sit. Alright, I believe it is safe to crank it. It's not tight at all. Let's get a battery in it. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. Well, here's something that's broken. I pulled the headlights out to see if they worked, and they do. I put a battery in it. Now I can't turn them off because this stupid thing is broken. Okay, I got a decent battery in there. I got the headlights. I couldn't get them all the way off. I couldn't get my hand up back there. I got a battery here. I don't know if it's any good. It's just an extra storage battery I kind of keep around. I'm going to crank it. I'm going to crank it dry. And we're looking for a nice, even drum beat. Bop, 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 bop. Not bop, 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 bop. We're looking for a nice even compression bump. Make sure we're rolling there on the camera. And we're going to pull this little thingy off right here. And here we go. First time it's cranked since the late 90s. And I've cranked it until the battery's dead. Hey, that sounds really good. Sounds really good. I hope that was enough for it to pump up the oil a little bit. Let me get the charger on it and crank it some more. Alright, here we go. It's been charging for a minute. Sounds really good to me. It's hitting on all cylinders about even. I think we can call this thing oh, I was going to talk about the fuel. If it's pretty low on fuel, what I might do is I might just add 5 gallons to it or something rather than drop the tank, and see if the fuel pump even runs. First I got to do something with that lock. That's my next thing, is to do something with that lock, and we'll just divide this up into separate videos. So this will be part 2 of the 1992 Ford Explorer, cranking and checking the engine. And I have a whole bunch of videos I'm working on right now. I'm trying to release one every 2 days, every other day, not so as not to saturate. I don't want to overload everybody with videos, but I got this Sears Silvertone thing and this car and some mine videos and EOL stuff. I got a ton of stuff I'm working on, so I don't know when I'm going to post this, but there you go. The next one will be drilling the lock or powering it up or something.